Hi again, dear ones. Let's start correcting the worksheet. Ready? Let's go. Question 1. Check the best answer. Water is a compound substance formed by the combining of two elements. What are these two elements? Oxygen, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, oxygen, sodium. How do we write water? H2O, right? H for hydrogen, O for oxygen. So the water compound is made of oxygen and hydrogen. Good job. Part B. What is the scientific name for table salt? Zinc chloride, sodium chloride, or hydrogen chloride? Quick hint. NaCl for the table salt. NaCl stands for sodium chloride. Excellent. Let me write the symbol of the compound in here. Na for sodium, Cl for chlorine. So the scientific name for table salt is sodium chloride. Right. Part C. The particle of which compound is shown in the document? Is it the carbon dioxide, water, or salt? As you can see, this compound has one C atom, C for carbon, good job, and O for oxygen. And this compound has two O in it, di-O. So it's the carbon dioxide. This compound is made of one carbon atom, two oxygen atoms, and this goes for carbon dioxide. Good job. Part D. What element is used in a thermometer? Is it the hydrogen, H, oxygen, or mercury? In a thermometer, we can see a silver liquid. This silver liquid is called mercury. That's right. Good job. Part E. Aluminum. Aluminum cannot be broken down into simpler substances. So we can say that aluminum is an element, compound, or gas. What do you think? Aluminum is an element. Excellent. Since elements are, yes, elements are substances that cannot be separated into simpler substances. Good job. So aluminum is an element. Let's write the symbol of aluminum. It's Al. Good job. Part F. What is the common element between the compounds? Water and carbon dioxide. Is it hydrogen, carbon, or oxygen? Let's first talk about the elements that compose the water. Water is composed of two elements. How do we write water? H2O, which with a small 2. Okay, so water has two elements in it. H for hydrogen and O for oxygen, right? Carbon dioxide. We write carbon dioxide this way, CO with a small 2, guys, okay? So, carbon dioxide is made of carbon and oxygen. What is the common element between these two compounds? Water contains hydrogen in it, but does carbon dioxide contain hydrogen? Is there an H in its symbol? No, there is no. So hydrogen is a wrong answer. We're not gonna choose it, okay? What about carbon? Carbon dioxide has carbon in it, but does water has carbon in it? No, it doesn't. So this is also a wrong answer. Let's see. Do both have oxygens in their as elements, as components? Water has oxygen in it, yes, and carbon dioxide has oxygen in it. So both have oxygen as a common element. Second question now. Change the underlined words to make these false statements true. We have three statements and they are all false. They aren't true. Okay, we have to fix them. I'll start reading the first one. If this diagram, we're talking about this diagram now. If this diagram represents a particle of carbon dioxide, okay, then the red balls represent the carbon particles and black ball represents the oxygen particle. How do we write carbon dioxide again? It's CO2. The symbol of this compound shows that carbon dioxide has one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. So since we have two red balls, this means that these red balls aren't carbons. Okay? These red balls are oxygen particles, while the black one is the carbon particle. So what we have to do is to change these two words. The red balls represent the oxygen particles. Okay? Oxygen particles. Okay? And the black ball represents the carbon particle. Okay? So this diagram represents a particle of carbon dioxide. The red balls represent the oxygen particles. We have two oxygen atoms in one molecule of carbon dioxide, and we have one carbon atom in one molecule of carbon dioxide. Part B. When a weak flame that is about to extinguish is exposed to chlorine gas, it burns. What do you think? Which gas helps flames burn? What does fire need? It needs the oxygen gas. Excellent. So it needs the oxygen gas. Part C. The pop sound is used as a test for the presence of nitrogen gas. When did we talk about testing gases? It's when we talked about water electrolysis, right? So we were testing the two gases that are produced by electrolysis. These two gases are oxygen and hydrogen. Which one of these two gases will make a pop sound, will make a reduced explosion? It's the hydrogen. Excellent. Not the nitrogen, it's the hydrogen gas. In question number 3, we have to indicate whether the pictures show an element or a compound. Let me remind you of what's an element and what's a compound. Elements are substances that cannot be separated into simpler substances. Okay? They are made of one type of atoms, while compounds are made of two or more elements chemically joined. So they have more than one type of atoms. Okay? Let's check the first picture. Okay, we have these mini balls. What do you think? Do all the balls look alike? Do they have the same size? Do they have the same colors? No, as you can see, we have white balls, silver balls, and red balls. This means that this substance shown in here has different elements in it. So it's not one element, it's a compound, right? It's a compound. So we should write in here compound. Okay. What about the ozone? The ozone symbol is O3. What is the ozone made of? It is made of three atoms of oxygen. Okay? It's true that we have three atoms of oxygen, but it is one kind. Okay? It doesn't have something other than oxygen. It only has oxygen in it, one type of atom. So this is not a compound. This is considered as an element. Okay? This is an element. What about CH4? Okay, this substance is made of C for carbon, and H for hydrogen. This substance contains carbon in it and hydrogen in it. Two different types of elements. So what do you think? Is it a compound or an element? Yes, it's a compound. Good job. This is a compound. Perfect. Fourth example, AU. AU is the symbol of which element? Gold. Excellent. So we have here the symbol of gold, and gold is an element. Let's see. This substance have 13 atoms of the same substance. 13 atoms, but in the same from the same type of element. So it doesn't have two colors or atoms from different types or sizes. So 13 atoms of the same element. So this is considered as an element. Okay. In question number 4, we have a paragraph to read. Then we will together answer the questions. Let me read the paragraph first. Ammonia is a chemical compound. Its molecule has a nitrogen atom with 3 hydrogen atoms all bonded to the nitrogen. The main uses of ammonia are in the production of fertilizers and explosives. Element or compound. Okay, we'll be talking about ammonia, nitrogen, and hydrogen. Let's start with nitrogen. Nitrogen, as we know, is an element. That's right. What's the symbol? No, we're gonna answer this in the second part. So nitrogen is an element, okay, because it's a simple substance that cannot be separated into simpler substances. What about hydrogen? Hydrogen also is an element, okay? It's a simple substance that cannot be separated into simpler substances. What about ammonia? They said that a molecule of ammonia has one nitrogen atom in it with 3 hydrogen atoms in it. So it has nitrogen and hydrogen. It has 2 different elements in it. So what do you think? Is it an element or a compound? It's a compound. Perfect. Good job. So since ammonia is made of 2 different elements combined together, which are the nitrogen and the hydrogen, so ammonia is a compound, while nitrogen and hydrogen are elements. Let's write the symbol up. nitrogen. What do you think? The symbol of nitrogen is N. Good job. The symbol of nitrogen is N. Symbol of hydrogen is not N, it's H. Good job. What's the symbol of ammonia? Ammonia has one nitrogen atom with three hydrogen atoms. So the symbol of ammonia must contain the symbol of nitrogen and also the symbol of hydrogen, right? But since it has three atoms of hydrogen, this should mean that we have to write 3 next to the symbol of hydrogen. Okay? Let me add it this way. Okay, so this is the shape, this is the symbol of ammonia, NH3, since it has one atom of nitrogen and three atoms of oxygen. In question number 5, we will be answering questions about electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water is the decomposition of water into its element using an electric current. Okay? So in the diagram, we can see that we have the two electrodes named in here A and B, and the two gases called X and Y. In part A, we have to determine, do not forget that determine means that we have to give the answer and to justify it. Okay, don't forget to justify your answer. Which of the electrodes is the cathode and which one is the anode? What did you write, guys? So, yes, I know. The electrodes have different charges. One of them is negatively charged and the second one is positively charged. One of them is negative and the second one is positive. Okay? So as you can see in here, let me circle the charges. Okay? Here is the negative charge. And here is the positive charge. Okay? So electrode A comes on the positive side of the electricity generator, and electrode B delivers the electrons. This means the electrode B is the cathode. Excellent. Electrode B, sorry, electrode B is the cathode. Since it is the electrode that delivers or sends the electrons, right? It comes on the negative side of the electricity generator, okay? While electrode A is the anode that receives the electrons and that is positively charged. Thank you. What about the gases now? Name the two gases X and Y that are the final results of the electrolysis of water, and we have to justify also. Okay? As I said in the lecture video, there are two ways to identify the gases. We can look at the volume of the gas produced, since the volume of the hydrogen produced is greater or is double the volume of the oxygen produced. Or we can look at the side, which side is the gas, since hydrogen forms at the cathode and oxygen forms at the anode. Okay, so since the volume of gas Y is double the volume of gas X, this means that gas Y is the hydrogen, excellent, and gas X is the oxygen. Okay, the volume, I will use the volume way. The volume of the hydrogen produced during electrolysis of water is double the volume of the oxygen produced. This means that gas Y is the hydrogen and gas X is the oxygen. Okay, let me add the side way also. We know that hydrogen forms at the cathode, so gas Y is the hydrogen and gas X is the oxygen. Okay, and tada, we finished. Well done. If you still have any questions, Miss Fatin is always ready to answer. Bye bye.